want to put this in the containment, but I have to talk about this. And there's a part of me that wants to say, oh, this wasn't real. This was all an act. But then I start thinking about it and I said, well, maybe it wasn't an act. Maybe it wasn't. So, first of all, let me start off with this morning when I got up. I looked out at 7:40, looked directly at the sun, and there was no blinking. It was completely just white, just straight white. And I said, okay, it's doing like it normally does. It's just a straight white, white, white sun. And I'm thinking, okay, no problem. But I kept finding myself, what's the word I'm looking for? Being kind of like, distracted with the energy of what's going on above us. And I want you to think about something. Oh, Amazon. Amazon leave something at my door. So you know the movie Total Recall? Remember that movie Total Recall? The newer one, not the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the one with Colin Farrell. Remember that? Okay. So remember the part when he's gonna go to work and he has to go and get on this train that invertly turns and it goes down into the center core of the earth and into the torus part of it. It goes down and it flips and they lose gravitation. Okay, remember that? Okay, now, lately there's been a lot of things going on in the atmosphere where people are seeing, cities and stuff in the clouds and different objects as ships and stuff like that in the clouds. And yesterday I was just like, that movie kept popping into my mind. And I said, well, the city in those, just a thought, are right above us, but they're in those higher dimensions where we are on the timeline that's not holding the third dimension anymore. So it's all going to compress and meet. And that's what's happening. I said, that's why people are seeing all these weird things. That's why we're seeing the three suns and we're seeing all these, different rainbow effects of things merging and seeing rips in the skies and lines and stuff. And it's like not making sense to us, but yet and still we feel like we're in the Hunger Games and we're like, what the hell's going on? Digital? Is it Memorex? What the hell? So we're looking at it and we're trying to make sense out of it. And I just keep thinking about that because there is this scene where he realizes, okay, his memory has been wiped and he's really this. And there's this scene where they're in the upper world, I should say, like right above, and they are in their little spaceships and they're doing their thing, flying all in the air, and they're chasing each other. The police robot beings are chasing them, and then when they hit to disengage their teleship so that they can manually drive it, they disengage, they lose the gravitation to be up here, and they drop down into the third dimension. And then it's regular people wearing regular clothes and stuff. And I said, huh, interesting. Take a look at that movie. Because that movie, Total Recall, the newer one, Says it right there. Remember, they have to give it to us in a movie and tell us what they're doing. And I said, they just dropped from a higher vibrational city that was way up here, and all the lower people were down here, the ones that do all the work and stuff, blah, 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 blah. And they were up here, and then they dropped from the space down to here into regular world. I'm wondering. So I had that. That is bothering me. That's been on my mind. Not bothering me like driving me crazy, but I'm looking at that saying, okay, so I start paying attention to the weather. Now, the last few days, we've been having like clear skies, not a cloud to be found. Nothing. No clouds. Then all of a sudden today, I look up and these planes are flying and they're streaming this. I don't know, that line behind them. I don't know. They really need to check their aerodynamics. Maybe their planes are not doing really well. And there's 3 of them. So they're all making these lines, right? Then I see the clouds that were formulating later last night. I saw them. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they're getting the clouds ready. Let me start doing some counting. Are we getting ready to have rain? When is that lunar eclipse taking place? Oh, yeah, that lunar eclipse is coming on Monday. Oh, well, what's the chances of them putting their clouds up, not wanting us to see what's really above us? Because everything's breaking down. They can't maintain it. So if they spray really heavy with the clouds, you can't see. You see shadows. And you're thinking, oh, these ships are coming, visiting us, and da-da-da-da. Yeah, some of them are, but that's their place. That's their city. Like kind of, Konda, you know what I'm saying? They just go into a different dimension. It's the same thing on Divergent. When they were running, and they said, wow, what happened here? And they're seeing all the destruction, and the land is all barren, and radioactive stuff is all over the place, and the rain is radioactive, and they're like running, and they're like, what happened here? Oh, we went beyond the fence. Ah, you know. And then they run, and as they're being chased, they come up to that wall, and the wall opens up, and it's this whole other place of flying spaceships and everything. Star Wars all over again right there. Then the digital wall just opened up to let them in. And they had all the high-tech stuff to blow that person out of the water. And I'm like, are you trying to tell us something? So that was on my mind. So then I said, let me just process that thought. Because as you go up higher in your frequency, you really start seeing things. And you start questioning, like, wait a minute, what? Okay, so then I'm watching, I came across this guy on YouTube, Uncle Roger. He's an Asian comedian, getting in trouble in certain places because he'll say certain jokes, and then next thing you know, they don't want to have him come into the country and stuff until he apologizes and all this stuff. And he's young, but he I think this was 2 years ago. I came across this, and it was on TLC or TCL or whatever, TLC, and it was about the cheapest woman. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So, I'm just sitting there eating what am I eating, y'all? Cabbage. Now I kicked up my cabbage cuttings a little bit more. I had some sliced cucumbers in there, some onions, all sauteed with the cayenne and the black pepper, olive oil with the white vinegar wine on top of it, all nice. Shake, 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 yum, 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 So I'm sitting there chumping and chewing on my cabbage. And I'm watching this. And this literally, like, I just, I could not wrap my head around this. So this lady is so cheap. She was using the lint from the dryer. You know, after you dry your clothes, she don't buy cotton ball. She takes the lint out and she saves it because she uses it like cotton. Take her nail polish off, and then she uses it to apply her powder foundation or her pressed powder or to wipe her face down. Okay, so I was already losing it on that one. Obviously, Uncle Roger was losing it too. It was just like lint. What? Okay. So I said, okay, let's just see how bad this can really get. You know, there's a diagnosis for this. This is extreme belief of miser behavior, where you're such an extreme belief miser that you'll reuse. This lady reused spaghetti water. Okay, when I make spaghetti for the young one, I put everything in there, you know, the noodles, I put the oil, put a little pinch of salt. You know, Honor, the pasta, hello. And then when I'm done, I drain that off. Then I put the pasta sauce inside and the meat and what have you, and voila, nice spaghetti that she can't stop eating. She'll eat the whole pot up if she could. So, this lady saves the spaghetti water because she doesn't want to run her water bill up, so she saves it. And then she'll reuse it a couple days later to make more spaghetti in it. Okay, no. Then they show her, she makes the spaghetti in the reusable water. It has all these floating up ball stuff in it, you know, what it makes when it's, you know, it's icky, it's slimy, it's not looking good. So then she makes the spaghetti, a new one, and then she puts the spaghetti sauce stuff on it, you know, and they all sit there and they're eating, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? She collects the plates. She won't throw it away if she sees red sauce still on the plate. She takes it and has a jar and she scrapes the red sauce off of the plate into the jar. So she's going to save that. She said, well, if you didn't eat it all off the plate, it can be reused. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I don't even know a spiral I could help this one. So the next scene shows, okay, the guy wants to have some friends over for a game, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Why would you want to have somebody over? A game in your house, and she's going to be acting all weird. And so the thing that was the most eye disgusting, that makes me very leery whenever I go over to anybody's house, I don't care who you are. How you cook, what's your cooking behaviors, are you clean or what? Because if I see it, even if I go out, it's just like the time I told you guys when I went to Leatherby's. Some store, some kid in there wasn't paying attention, and that, oh my gosh, the way he was putting my ice cream on there, I did not want that. I said, forget it. Your thumb was in every scoop of my ice cream. I don't want that. I called up the manager and told him what was happening. I said, you got somebody putting their thumb in the ice cream. As they scoop it, they put their thumb in it. That's not okay. So, anyway, the lady, she says she's going to make lasagna for the people that are coming over to watch the football game. So she goes to the grocery store and she's saying, this is stressing me out. It's taking me right out of my budget, blah, blah, blah. So she goes to the meat market and I said, something's not right with this person. What is she thinking? That's why I titled it, What Are People Thinking? What is she thinking? She asked the meat guy, says, don't you have any almost close to expirational meat, like any meat back there that's expired? Ground up meat that the guy looks at her like, no, we don't do that. She even, they showed her, she will only buy what she's going to pay for. So if there's grapes, she pulls the grapes off of the stems, leaves the stem there, the vine, puts the grapes in the bags and says, that's good, that's all I'm buying, okay? Takes bananas, she pulls 3 bananas, peels the banana skin off of the bananas, and then puts the raw bananas in a bag. But she's not going to pay for the skin too. So she gets rid of the skin. This one lady saw her doing it and was like, what the hell are you doing? Peeling the banana in the store and you're just going to put the banana in the bag. And that's what you're doing. So then when she finds out she can't get expired meat, she says, well, how much is the beef fat? He goes, well, you want the fat, the beef? Yeah. And he says, well, I can give you a pound of it, and it's 57 cents or 53 cents. She goes, I'll take that. So her ideal, she was going to take the beef fat, mix it in with whatever ground beef she did purchase to stretch it out. Then she took that and put it on top of the lasagna noodles. Then she takes the sauce. Remember what I told you what she was doing with the sauce from the spaghetti that she has collected from other plates. And she takes that sauce and puts it on the lasagna that she's making for the people that are coming over. Okay, this is not the worst part. After she puts the recyclable tomato sauce on the pasta, on the lasagna, she then takes the foil, folds it over several times over the container of the lasagna. She's got it covered up tight. She goes, I got to make this really tight because I'm not turning on my oven to cook it. I have to wash my dishes in the dishwasher, so I'm going to put it in the dishwasher. The heat from the dishwasher is going to cook the lasagna. I thought I was going to throw it right then and there. I could not believe she was saying that. And she was all happy about it. Like, yeah, it's a normal thing that I do. I cook my lasagna in my dishwasher. So she puts it in the dishwasher, puts these big, large pans on top of it so it won't get really, really wet. So the heat is going to cook it while it's washing the dishes below. Oh, my God. I said, no, she didn't do that. Not only does she do that, after the dishwasher is done, she takes it out, cuts it, puts it on plates, and serves it to her guests. They saw it coming out of the dishwasher. They knew that she didn't use an oven to cook it. And then she got the audacity to say, How's that spaghetti? How is the lasagna? Is it good? And the kids are like being seriously honest. No, it's terrible. And everybody kept saying it tastes like water. Because she cooked it in the damn dishwasher. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, that was 2 years ago, right? That's when that video was made 2 years ago. What was going on 2 years ago before we? Yeah, that's right about it before. What are some people thinking? I don't get that. I was literally. She had me with the laundry lint, using that as cotton swabs, and then wiping her face with it and doing her makeup with it. Okay, oh, you know. So if you are a serious miser like that, and she's got money saved up and everything, but I'm sitting here saying to myself, and I'm looking at it from a mother father cellular position. Now she had a boyfriend. Don't know how that happened. Um, but he didn't have it together either. So I'm looking at him going along with what she's doing and says, oh yeah, when I take showers here, it's very military. Water comes on, I rinse myself first, turn off the water, soap myself up, then I rinse myself off. And then he says, sometimes I don't get myself completely cleaned off with the soap because it's timed. So when his friends were over watching the football game with him, the game is going, and then he has to turn it off. When the commercial comes on, turns it off. And the guy said, wait a minute, dude, what are you doing? He says, well, I got to turn it off when the commercial comes on, save electricity. We can only watch the game. We're not watching the commercials. That's electricity. It's like, and Uncle Roger was like, well, how do you know the game came back on? Are you timing it? Guessing when it's coming back on? You going like this? Oh, still commercial. Oh, still commercial. You know, I just, no. No. This is severe trauma that this person, now I looked at this from a spiritual point of view. And you know what I saw? I saw Holocaust. I saw never gonna have this. I gotta do this in order to survive. In order to get what I really want, I have to make every little penny count. I saw the fear of living and existing and the fear of spending the money. Because if you don't have the money, you will die fear. That's what I was seeing in her. And then she had a little girl and a little boy. And I'm looking at them and I'm saying, oh my God, what is she imprinting on her daughter? Her daughter's going to grow up doing the same thing. And you know what she's going to say? If she doesn't grow up doing the same thing, she's going to grow up, and this is where you get the opposite side of the extreme. I got to have over 200 something shoes. I got to have over, I bought 40 bags of spaghetti, you know, and I'm never going to use it. You know, this is that extreme. So this child is either going to go like what the mother's been doing, or she's going to say, I don't want to live like my mom, and she's going to be extreme spending because there's no middle. There's no, I was just like, oh my God. I just couldn't believe that. I was just like, and I said, you know, I would love to say that this isn't true, but then I know that this exists out there. I know this is like existing. And I was just like, wow. So that just really, you know, we always think of people, when we see people, you just never know really how they live. You might look at a person and say, wow, that person looks really together. That person looks really good. But then when you go into their home and you see how they really live, and you're like, what? You're like scooping. I just ate off that plate. And you're just scooping all that back in there. So you don't spend any water. You save, oh. That's third dimensional energy. That's imprisonment of the self. That is miser to to beyond extreme. That's what that is. I just no. I just could not. No. No. So my whole thing is, if you're living like that, I hope you're not. I hope you're not living being afraid to live. Every little penny you're pinching because you're scared. I literally I had to sit with myself on that because I was just like, what the hell? The lasagna in the dishwasher? You're cooking the lasagna in the dishwasher? What the hell? So that's why I made a separate video, because I really wanted to just voice about that and voice about the strange things. So they're supposed to be bringing in rain on Friday and Saturday, possibly a little bit on Sunday, and then Monday. I said, oh, what do they not want us to see? Why all of a sudden you gonna bring the rain in? Why are you creating that? See, I'm like that. I question everything. Game over, people. We're done. So anyway, this was just my little rant about crazy little stuff that I'm noticing, and that whole situation with that woman. I can't. I just can't. I You know how you see something, you just can't unsee it? I can't unsee the lasagna in the dishwasher. I'm just like, now when I see lint, I'm going to think of that woman collecting it, using it as cotton balls. All right, lovelies. I'm gonna go eat something wonderful. I'm going to make it. I'm going to use my stove. I'm going to cook on top of it. There's going to be flames coming up. That's called the gas range. There's going to be sauce going on out of a can that I open up and I pour it onto there. There's no recycling that, because I don't live like that. I live in the moment. Anyway, that was just my little rant. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. What was she thinking? Have a wonderful day. But think about what I said. What's really going on above us? What's really up there? Maybe that's why they call it heaven. Because it's all the wonderful cities and everything is so golden up there. And we're down here. Just saying. The movie Total Recall, the newer one, spits it out. Just saying. All right, lovelies, have a good one. I'm starving Marvin. Gotta eat. Bye.